This is not going to be a good one. And I already know how this is going to go, and I may get backlash for this, but personally, I don't care. This has to be said. I need to start off by saying two things. One, I got a lot of love for Kyle Hamilton. I think he's the second most important player on this team. Lamar is number one, Kyle Hamilton's number two. I've been saying that for years. This guy does his job every single week, and you rarely have a moment when you sit back and say, he made a mistake here, or he didn't play his best. He's one of the best in the game, if not the best safety in the league. This guy does his job, and I got a lot of love for him. I also want to say this. He made some comments today. And the ending statement of his comment, honestly, I don't have any problem with. And I fully agree. He stuck up for his defensive coordinator and emphasized how it's not all on Zachary Orr. Zachary Orr should not be getting all the blame for the defense's performances out there. I 100% agree. Now, I have been one to call for this man to be ripped away from that position. However, I've shifted my mindset in saying that he shouldn't be fired. He should instead be demoted. I think Zachary Orr has the talents and the capability to be a really good defensive coordinator. He's young and he has the talent. I just don't think he's ready to fully get the job done as a defensive coordinator. I don't think he's ready for that step just yet. He's able to manage and he's getting a lot of help right now, but I don't think he's ready to be a defensive coordinator. And I certainly don't think he's ready to be a Super Bowl championship caliber level defensive coordinator. I don't think he's ready for that because you need a defensive coordinator that can coordinate a championship level defense. And right now, this team is the farthest, and this defensive unit is the farthest away from being a championship level team and a championship level defense. Far away from that. They got a championship level offense, but not a championship level defense. And without that, you can't be a championship level team. Not in the slightest. Not even close. So I just don't think Zachary Orr is ready right now to take that mantle and be the defensive coordinator that's going to help lead this defense to be successful come January. I just don't think he's there yet. But I think he can be there someday, which is why I believe he should be demoted and let Chuck be the one to take over as a defensive coordinator because he was our defensive coordinator in 2011 when the defense was great and we went to the AFC Championship game. Everybody remembers the Lee Evans drop and the Billy Cundiff missed field goal. But he was a defensive coordinator in 2011 and our defense was great at that point. So I believe the guy that has experience, that was successful here as a defensive coordinator, can certainly come back and take that role. If you don't want to go look for someone outside, you can do that. Make some changes there. That's how I feel about it right now. But I understand his sentiment because I do not believe it's all on Zachary Orr. And it's perfectly fine for Kyle Hamilton to go to bat for his defensive coordinator because, again, the players are the ones that are out there playing. The defense coordinators is just calling the plays. If the players are not executing, it can't all be on the defensive coordinator. So I agree with him on that. But what's got me making this video is the beginning and middle of his overall statement. I agree with the end, but the beginning and middle, that's where I got a problem. So Kyle Hamilton, this is his statement today. I feel like sometimes Ravens fans can be a little bit spoiled. The amount of success this franchise has had. We lose 5 games and the world is about to end. I think on Zach, it's unfair to put all the blame on him. I'm going to read that again. I feel like sometimes Ravens fans can be a little bit spoiled. The amount of success this franchise has had, we lose 5 games and the world is about to end. I think on Zach, it's unfair to put all the blame on him. I agree with the ending statement there. But the beginning and middle? Really, dude? Really? Coming from you? Really? So the fan base is spoiled because we are calling out this mediocre defensive performance. We're spoiled because we're watching this defense play like hot trash and we're calling it out and we're sick of it. We're sick of seeing this defense play poor. But we're spoiled for calling that out. I'm sorry. And this isn't a specific slight on Kyle Hamilton specifically because he's doing his job. He hasn't been bad. He's been one of the best safeties in the game since he's been here. And this year, he's playing well too. He's one of the bright spots on our defense. But he can't cover everything. So I'm sorry. I am sorry, Kyle Hamilton, that we are too spoiled to actually sit back and calm down, and instead of criticizing this defense for being hot garbage, we should just relax. I'm sorry that we actually had expectations for you guys. I'm sorry, because right now, the Ravens are ranked dead last in total defense. They're the 31st ranked defense against the pass. They're 30th against the run. They're 31st in points allowed. They are the worst defense in the National Football League in totality. They can't stop the run. They can't cover the pass. They can't get to the quarterback. They can't make tackles because they missed 20 tackles on Monday Night Football. They can't do anything right. They stink. But we're spoiled for calling this out and asking for change. I'm sorry, Kyle Hamilton. I'm sorry that we're so spoiled that we actually put expectations on you guys to deliver. I'm sorry that we are so spoiled that we actually sat here and thought in the preseason you guys would be a competent defense. I'm sorry. We should have expected you guys to be the worst defense in the league. We should have expected you guys to look like a junior varsity defense. We should have thought that. You're worse than a high school defense. We really should have thought that was your level. And not you specifically, Kyle Hamilton. I have to emphasize this. Kyle Hamilton's not the problem with the defense. He's actually the only bright side on the defense for the most part. You got a few pieces here, like Nate Wiggins on Monday night. He was really great. You got some small pieces here on the defense that actually are playing well. But as a totality, as a defense, they stink. And us calling that out as a problem? And we're spoiled for calling that out? You were the worst defense in the national, not even the worst, you were the worst pass defense. The worst pass defense in the National Football League last year. The worst by far. You made some tweaks. You were going up against some mid-tier, subpar level teams at the end of the season. You made the improvements on your defense in some cases, and you finished still poor as a pass defense, but better than dead last. You weren't a great defense last year. You look worse this year through 3 games than you did last year. But we're spoiled for calling that out. We're spoiled for expecting you guys to at least look competent as a football team. We're spoiled because we're calling out this defense that can't stop the run, can't cover the pass, can't get to the quarterback, can't tackle. We're spoiled because we're calling that out. I'm sorry. You know what? You win. You win. You win. You win, guys. You win. I am so sorry that the Ravens fan base decided to act so spoiled that we actually put real expectations on you guys to be a competent defense. I'm sorry. Moving forward, Ravens flock will make sure that we temper our expectations. We now should expect you guys to play like hot trash. We now should expect you guys to look like garbage. We now should expect you guys to go out there against top tier level competition and give up 30 plus points. We now should expect that you guys can't cover the pass. We now should expect that you guys can't stop the run. We now should expect that you guys are going to miss a bunch of tackles because you look lost out there and you don't know what you're doing. I'm so sorry we put high expectations on you guys to look like a competent defense. From now on, we will look at you the way you are, trash. So as the 32nd ranked defense, we will temper our expectations for what the 32nd ranked defense is, dead last. Because you're the worst defense in the league, we will temper our expectations for what we should expect from you. So come Sunday against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, we should temper our expectations. If Mahomes throws for over 300 yards, it should be expected. If Xavier Worthy plays and he balls out, which I think looks like he's going to be good to go, if he goes for over 100 and a touchdown, we should expect it. If Pacheco and Hunt look competent or even elite running as a duo and they both find the end zone, we should expect it because you don't do anything well and you stink as a defense. But we were spoiled to believe that you should be competent. So we're not going to be spoiled anymore. Instead, we will sit back and expect you guys to be trash, to give up all the possible yards, all the possible points, and we'll just look at Lamar and say, hey, go score 40. Good luck, buddy. That's the only way you're going to win. Go score 40. You ain't going to win a football game unless you score 40. Hell, you can't score 40, you probably still will lose. You might want to score 45, just in case. So we'll expect that. We will temper our expectations. I'm so sorry we put real expectations on you guys. It's our fault for being spoiled. We should expect you to be dead last in total defense. My bad. I'm sorry. We'll make the adjustments. When you continue to stink, we will sit back and say nothing because we should expect that from you now. I'm truly sorry. This right here is what I was talking about when I made my video in regards to the truth about this Ravens team. And I'm so angry right now. I'm just trying to temper my words because I don't want to pop off. And I especially don't want to pop off on Kyle Hamilton specifically because he's the one guy on the defense I can give a million excuses for. He gets a pass because he does his job every week. He's not the problem. He's the second most important player on this team and the best defensive player. And he hasn't done a single terrible thing out there through 3 games. He's done his job, but he's watched other guys not do their job. So I can't be mad at him because he hasn't stuck up the joint. He's been elite. Looks like one of the best safeties. So I feel like I have to give a pass. And that's what makes this whole thing difficult. It's him saying this. If it was Marlon Humphrey saying this, conversations would be had. If this is Roquan Smith saying this, conversations would be had. If this is a Dafe always saying this, everybody loses their mind. But because it's Kyle Hamilton, it feels like we have to temper ourselves and somewhat give him a pass and understand where he's coming from. But overall, this is what I was talking about when I said the Ravens defense is a unit of spoiled, entitled players. They are a group of spoiled, entitled individuals that are living off of a legacy and a reputation they didn't help build. This franchise was known by their defense. That's what that shield represents. The defense that Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs put their blood, sweat, and tears to build. Our unit, a Hall of Fame defense that was feared by some of the greatest quarterbacks to play this game. That's the legacy they left. That's the reputation they built. And you're living off of that. Every time the media talks about the Ravens defense, oh, you know what we're expecting from the Ravens defense. We expect greatness. We know what Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs and all them boys built. So when you guys play like trash, we don't expect that from a Ravens defense. We know what the Ravens defense was about. We know what their reputation was. We know what they're built on. Their toughness, their physicality. You guys had nothing to do with that. You're living off of that. You are actively living off of a legacy and a reputation that you didn't build. And now you're embarrassing it. But the fans are spoiled for calling that out. You got it. You got it. I don't have anything more to say. You got it. This is a clear representation. I can't even speak right now. This right here is a clear representation of what this current gen Ravens defense has become. And if you expect me to believe these guys are going to take us to the promised land, I got some snake oil to sell you. Lamar, I wish you the best of luck, buddy. I truly, truly do. I still stand by my statement in saying that significant changes have to be made in order for this team to get over the hump. But if that's the type of mindset they have, then let's just sit back as fans, enjoy football being here, and when the clown show finally comes to an end in January, like it always does, we'll sit back and move on, and we won't lose our minds. So be it. You got it, though. You got it, Kyle Hamilton. You got it. We're spoiled for expecting you guys to be a competent defense in Baltimore. You got it. I don't have anything else to say.